Here's a look inside my new Tamiya Clod Buster build that I'm going to be competing with in the retro class when I attend RC monster truck races throughout the year. I recently purchased this truck secondhand, however, it was one of those situations where it was in the process of being built and everything was still brand new. The previous owner even had some upgrades installed in it already, but as I finished out the build, I ended up swapping some parts and installing additional upgrades. I decided to get rid of the original Clod Buster hard body and go with a 1988 Chevy Silverado Lexan body from JConcepts to save some weight. On all four corners of the truck, I switched to some blue compound JConcepts Golden Year tires and mounted them on 2.6-inch white tribute wheels with 18mm offsets. This specific truck caught my eye because it already came with a JConcepts Regulator chassis kit installed underneath. This fiberglass Regulator chassis is perfect for racing and even has a massive brass weight built into the bottom of it, so the truck meets the 9-pound weight requirement for the retro class. The previous owner also threw on a bunch of stainless steel hex hardware along with some quick change screws on the axle tubes from Crawford Performance Engineering. It came with some RC 4-wheel drive 100mm Bilstein shocks on each corner. I topped those off with some 25 weight shock oil and they seem to feel pretty decent. This truck also had a nice carbon fiber front and rear steering kit installed, but I opted to rip all that out and go with the JConcepts Regulator steering kit that moves the front servo behind the front axle and locks out the rear steering completely. With that said, my front servo is an old Savox SW1210SG that's hooked up to the steering with a cheap aluminum servo horn. To get the maximum power and speed out of the servo, I'm running it at 7.4 volts with the help of a 10 amp Castle Creations BEC. I did stick with the stock Clod Buster ESC and brushed motors. Everything is plugged into an SR215 2-channel receiver and controlled by my Spectrum DX5 rugged transmitter. To power it all, I have a Genzace 2S 4600 mAh shorty LiPo battery that barely squeezes in next to the electronics. As always, I soldered on some XT90 connectors to match the rest of my vehicles. This build tops out at a whopping 10 miles per hour, which conveniently happens to be the maximum speed in the retro class. Feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.